One mind, one world. I'm just going to keep the background. But this is a quick update on this situation that I actually made a video about last week. And I did get some downvotes on it for one reason or another. But, it's not that I'm against immigration, right? Of course I'm not. My great-grandparents were immigrants from Norway, and then my grandparents from Mexico as well. So, I'm not against immigration, but that would make me a hypocrite. But I'm just trying to report on what is going on. It's the middle of the night here in the Midwest, but RT UK just did a story on basically an update on this situation that I reported on last week, whereby there are migrants, illegal migrants, as far as I can tell, staying in 3- and 4-star hotels in the UK. And I think the biggest, and I did put the link in the description box if people want to check it out. For some reason, they didn't balance out their levels, so you're going to hear it louder in your left earphone than you are your right if you do have headphones on. But, the biggest red flag for me was the fact that it seemed that, according to locals, they are being very secretive about this, which is quite fishy, to say the least. Not to mention what I see as hypocrisy, insofar as we have this supposed extremely dangerous virus, borders are closed in all these countries, and from what I've seen, the UK has been perhaps the most, again, this is just from what I've seen, the most overtly fascist in its implementation of laws and the such like. Just the cracking down on dissent. So, it seems like, other than the US, the fascism seems to be the most prevalent there. Again, this is just from what I have personally seen in the media. So, from that point of view of preventing the virus from spreading and quarantining, right, it seems quite hypocritical that they, maybe are not enforcing border control as strictly as they would like people to believe that they are. So, but just the secrecy of it, I think, is the biggest red flag of it all. So, people want to check that out. I put it in the description box. It's about 20 minutes. Again, it's one of those issues that I think people, they might have a very strong view about as far as race is concerned. And certainly I think racism does play a role in it, even if it is a small role. For example, and you never know what the people are really thinking, but I remember being in Germany. Again, this is not the UK, but I was in Germany in 2017. And I loved going on the trains in Germany because it was in the summer. It's just gorgeous, just green everywhere you go in the countryside. But I was in the city and on the train, and this guy, I looked up and he was looking at me. And I was tired, so I just looked down. Usually I make the other person look away. You know how that kind of goes. I think guys are more aware of this than girls are. But so I was tired, and I was like, whatever. you can dominate me, bro, with your eye contact. And I could feel him still looking at me. And I looked up and he was still looking at me. So at this point, I made him, I tapped in my dark side a little bit. I made him start, I made him look away. But, I just felt this negative energy coming off of him. And I looked around and I was, I don't know. I don't know why he was staring at me, but part of me thought that it might have to do with his thinking that I'm a migrant. Because, it's kind of a problem in Germany too. And I almost yelled at him in English, like, I can speak English, you dipshit, or something like that. But you never really know what people are thinking, right? He could have just had a bad day. I think I was the only young buck in the car too, so maybe he was just trying to amog me. Amog means alpha male of the group. For whatever reason, just because he felt insecure. I don't know. He wasn't necessarily racist, but it definitely occurred to me as a possibility. So I understand how race plays into it, especially in places like the UK and Germany, where most of the population is white, and most of the migrants aren't, right? Especially when they have a seeming migrant problem, right? So it's tough. It really is, and that's one thing a guy said in the RT piece, is that he does believe that if people are getting persecuted in their own country, that they should have the right to, as humans, to seek asylum somewhere. And I agree with that, right? Likewise with the Jews during World War II, or there's countless other examples, right? But so balancing that out with doing it correctly, but it's more so the secrecy of it. How the government's not being forthcoming about this, how citizens aren't even aware of this happening in their own towns, how police show up and just tell reporters to leave without any explanation. He went on to say that he didn't hear anything from the hotel, from the this company that won the housing contract, nothing from the municipality, nothing from the national government. So that secrecy, and then to me as well, the hypocrisy of border control, specifically in the midst of this pandemic as well, are the two things that stick out for me. So again, I support legal immigration, right? I support social mobility, people seeking asylum if they are being persecuted, but I don't support mass illegal immigration. It's no different than an invasion, really. And I'm not saying that this is an invasion, but mass illegal immigration is no different than an invasion. That's what an invasion is, really. So, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think over in the UK. Anyone in, heard about this happening in their town, their neck of the woods? Let me know. Stay frosty. All the best from the Midwest, and until next time, folks.